guys. This is my second time doing this little intro. I'm gonna try to do this in one take video because I really don't feel like editing that much because I got a lot to edit. But I just wanted to put this video out because I don't know. I was gonna do it like first of all, hey y'all. It's been a month. That's not that long actually. That's not my biggest break, I guess. Y'all see the title. Who was David? It's either gonna be Who was David or David. But I've been wanting to study David for a long time. So like I was gonna whatever. That's too much information. So like we just came back from youth convention. I got a mint in my mouth. That's what I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry. Okay. We just came back from youth convention. 10 out of 10 is not even the rating you should be giving it. It exceeds 10. It exceeds 10. It's like I'm not gonna say infinity because, you know, every convention tops the last. But this one takes the spot. This one takes the spot right now. Like, this was by far the most different, crazy, powerful, off the wall convention I've ever been to. Ever. And I've been to quite a few. I'm getting old. But it's okay. It's okay. The older the wiser. I think I just glitched there. Anyways, but yeah, it off the charts. Off the wall. 10 out of 10. Not even the rating. Above a 10. Anyways, we're gonna talk about David because I don't know. I just always David. He has to be my favorite character in the Bible, like young David. One of them besides Jesus. I don't know. I just think it's so cool that, and then it's also like I feel like us as youth relate to David more because he's a youth. He played the harp. He fought a bear, a lion, and a giant. Like, anyways, we're gonna get into all of that. So I was studying David, and what prompted me, is that the word, to study David was we were at youth convention and they sang the song called Giant, and I thought they made it up. I was like, okay, you know, coming through with because sometimes they make songs off the spot, on the spot, or they just make them, and I'm like, wow, you know, like Table of Spread and that Genesis to Revelation one. But I found this was an actual song, and I'm like, wow, this song is so good. Anyways, so, you know, for me personally, I know that, you know, we know our Bible stories, you know, Sunday school, but like, I really don't really go back and look at those. And like, those are the foundations. Like, if you don't know Noah and the Ark, if you don't know Adam and Eve, if you don't know David and Goliath, you know, those, I guess, pave the way, so to speak. So, for me personally, I like to go back and study the Sunday school Bible stories, we call them. I call them. And me personally, the convention, the Lord was convicting me left and right. It was like right hook, left hook, knockout punches going rampant. But so the Lord was like, you need to get in your word more. What are you doing? And I was like, okay, guys, okay. So, anyways, I just want to share this one because I feel like it could be needed. Now, if I'm looking down, I'm looking at my notes and my Bible. So, me personally, when I do Bible studies, I started like using my little whiteboard and I write down like, you know, things. So I put, this is probably backwards to y'all, but who is David? And the blue means stuff I know. The, I forgot it. It's over there. Blue means things I know. Green means things I learned. Orange is questions and purple is answers. So, some of the questions I had was, what was so special about his brothers? Why did God pick David? And what does Is There Not a Cause mean? Because you know, a lot of stuff they say, I'm like, what does that truly mean? You know? So I think that it's great to go back and, sorry, excuse me. I think it's great to go back and look at, you know, stuff that we usually say and, you know, find the meaning for yourself. But yes, I'll refer back to this whenever. But who was David? What did he look like? He was ruddy, beautiful countenance, and he was young. Ruddy means red skin and hair, so he was a redhead. Beautiful countenance, he was beautiful to look at, and he was a youth. He was like a teenish. He was also an outcast. He was a person that has been rejected by society or a social group. He was an outcast because his dad literally forgot. I mean, he didn't forget about him, but he forgot about him. He was like, oh yeah, there is another one out on the field. What? Anyways, what was his occupation? He was a shepherd boy. And then like his character traits: determined, faithful, obedient, quick, and confident. A shepherd. So what does a shepherd do? What am I? Okay, I guess. What does a shepherd do? They guide direct in the sheep in the right direction. They protect the sheep. They have to be trustworthy leaders. They have to be quick on their feet. They have to be protectors, and they have to be humble. The list goes on. But ultimately, they have to be like Jesus, because Jesus is our shepherd and we are his sheep. Okay, so anyways, we know that David was a youth, and we know that he was last pick, and we know that he was an outcast. And we also know that he was obedient, etc. So why David? Why did God pick David? We know God could have picked any one of the brothers. He could have picked anybody. So why did he choose a small shepherd boy? 1 Samuel 16:7 says, But the Lord said unto I should probably move it here. But the Lord said unto Samuel, Look not on his countenance, or on the height of his stature, because I have refused him. For the Lord seeth not as man seeth. For man looketh on outward appearance, but the Lord looketh on the heart. The Lord saw David's heart, and he was like, that's the one. And so, a lot of times we look on, where am I at? A lot of times we look at our appearance, we're like, oh my gosh, blah, 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 but what's that heart looking like? So I'm going really quickly. This is actually the quickest I thought. I thought it was going to take a long time. But, like I said, yeah. You're not too young. One of the points I wanted to make. 3 points. Point 1. You're not too young. When David fought the lion and the bear, he was so young. And when he fought Goliath, he was also young. Speaking specifically to my pals in middle and high school, you're not too young to walk in the calling God has for you in your life. Me personally, I know that when I was in middle school, let me throw my phone over there because I keep looking at it. When I was in middle and high school, I was like, I don't know, God. I don't know if you chose me. Are you sure it's me? I'm so small. Like, I'm in middle school. I'm in high school. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do what you've called me to do. I don't know if I'm going to be able to be the light that you called me to be. I don't know, blah, blah, blah. There's many examples in the Bible of God choosing young people to do what? It's many examples in the Bible of God using young people to spread the gospel, shine his light, etc. Fight things, defeat things, battle things, God can choose anybody. He can use anybody, anything, any element. He can use whatever he wants to. So he chose you for a reason. Like, he didn't just wake up one morning and was like, I guess I'll choose so-and-so, or I guess I'll choose her. No. I'm going to choose, insert your name, to do XYZ, So yeah, you're not too young. You're not too young to fight the battles that may come in your way. And you're not too young to stand up for what you believe in. You're not too young, and you're not too young to serve God. you're not too young to serve God. Like, I used to think, oh my gosh, like, I just am so young and I just don't have, like, I'm not as, you know, I guess if we could break down, I don't do this as so and so does. I don't do that as so and so does. If all you have is a whisper, if all you have is to raise your hand, if all you have is asking prayer, if all you have is travail, if all you have is intercession, if all you have is just, you know, I don't know, then you take that. You take that and use it for God. You use that for God, because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter how small you are. It doesn't matter how tall you are, how short you are. It doesn't matter. God chose you. Now, I'm not saying you finna bust out the gate, talk about, oh, boom, God told me to do this, bam, bam. You're not gonna do anything without God. Like, you're not gonna do anything without God. And that's what I have to learn. Me personally, God had to help me real quick. Because once you figure out, once you learn, not figure out, once you learn the calling that God has on your life, you have to fall so closely with God that there is no you. There is no I want. It's God wants. So David did not get anointed and then go fight Goliath. That didn't happen in the same day. That happened over the course of, probably, I don't know, probably months or weeks. He did not just say, boom, boom, anointed, let me go fight that giant. No. He went back to the countryside. He went back to shepherding them sheep. And he went back to go be with the Lord. So, my pastor, the woman, we love her, she did a Bible study a while back, and she was talking about the countryside and how David was the only one out of the sons that was isolated. And while he was isolated, he was learning the Torah, and while he was waiting, he was praying, talking to the Lord. And so while we wait, we should talk to the Lord, whatever. And then God will prepare us for that calling or for that thing. So while we're waiting, we need to be praying and seeking God, and I know that can be hard. Me personally, patience is something I struggle with, but I feel like I'm getting better. But patience is waiting. To wait, you have to have patience. In order to wait patiently, that doesn't even make sense. To wait, you have to have patience. Wait patiently. Now, you can wait impatiently. That's not going to do you any good. You should wait patiently. Now, like I said, I struggle. Because it's like, what are you doing? Hurry up. But now I'm like, okay, God, there's a reason why you're having me wait. So I need to wait quietly and patiently. And while I'm waiting, let me just worship you. Let me just pray. Let me just, do X, Y, Z. So she also said God gives you a broad statement but doesn't give you details. Why? Because he wants you to seek him. God might say, okay, Asia, I've called you to let me just throw out some. I called you to children's ministry. Let's just say that. And so I'm like, okay, God, I'm finna be a Sunday school teacher, or I'm finna be blah, blah. And then I could just march right in church. Hey, I'm finna be a Sunday school teacher. Sign me up. I don't have the proper training. I don't have the proper knowledge. Maybe he doesn't even want me to be a Sunday school teacher. Maybe he just wants me to be, I don't know what all goes into church ministry. But maybe he just wants me to, organize the stuff. Maybe he wants me to be media of it. Maybe he wants me to do tech of it. Maybe he wants me to just, fill in. We don't know. So that's why you should seek him while he's giving you this. Like he said, here you go. This is you. And you're like, okay. All right, God, what's next, So, okay, so why did he go back? Why did God send him back? So he wouldn't get overwhelmed, and so he wouldn't become prideful, and so that he could seek God. He went back to what he knew. He went back to what he knew. 1 Samuel 17:15. Let's read. But David went and returned from Saul to feed his father's sheep at Bethlehem. He went back after he got anointed. Or is that after he got anointed? I think that's after he got anointed. That's not. Wait. Saw him. Says all your children. Okay, no. That's after he got anointed, and then after the spirit departed from him when he went to go play his harp. After that, he went back. Right? I believe so. Yes. And let no man despise thy youth. Despise means a strong dislike for, repugnance, intense disgust. Don't let nobody be like, oh, you're so young, you can't do that. I could do all things through Christ. Philippians 4:13. Remember that. That's for my younger friends, my younger pals. It doesn't matter what you look like. Like I said, doesn't matter what you look like. 1 Samuel 16:7, he says, for man looketh on the outward appearance, but the Lord looketh on the heart. What's that heart looking like? What's that heart looking like? Okay, now this is what I really want to come on here and talk about. That was just like, little tidbits. This is the one that really stuck out to me. Okay, so I don't know if y'all remember, but it was like last year or like 2 years ago, Reverend DeGear was talking about David. He was saying, something like, it all tied into what Ryan, is that his name? I don't know. What Ryan was saying, he was like, he brought that bear in the Giant song, yeah, I'm all over the place. But like, I should have wrote it down. But I think y'all know what I'm talking about. If you know, you know. But basically, what I got from that is, what really touched me really was like, yes. God uses the small situations to prepare you for the larger ones. I don't know who said that, but that hit. Okay, let me see where it is in here. 1 Samuel 17:34. Okay, I'm just gonna read 1 Samuel 17. I'm gonna start at verse 20. 17:20. If you want to read along, I'm at 1 Samuel 17:20. I'm gonna hold my Bible up because I need to see. Sorry. Okay, no, I'm not sorry. Sorry. Okay. And David rose up early in the morning and left the sheep with a keeper and went as Jesse had commanded him. And he came into the trench as the host was going forth to fight and shouted for the battle. For Israel and the Philistines had put the battle in array, army against army. And David left his carriage in the hand of the keeper of the carriage and ran into the army and came and saluted his brethren. And as he talked with them, behold, there came up the champion, the Philistine of Gath, Goliath by name, out of the armies of the Philistines, and spake according to the same words as David. And David heard them. And all the men of Israel, when they saw the man, fled from him, and were sore afraid. And the men of Israel said, have ye seen this man that come up? Surely to defy Israel is he come up. And it shall be that the man who killeth him, the king, will enrich him with great riches, and give him his daughter, and make his father's house free in Israel. And David spoke to the men that stood by him, saying, what shall be done to the man that killeth this Philistine, and taketh away the reproach from Israel? For who is this uncircumcised Philistine, that should defy the armies of the living God? And the people answered him after this manner, saying, So shall it be done to the man that killeth him. And Eliab, the eldest brother, heard when he spake unto the men, and Eliab's anger was kindled against David, and he said, why comest thou down hither? And with whom hast thou left those few sheep in the wilderness? I know thy pride and thy naughtiness of thine heart. For thou art come down that thou mightest see the battle. And David said, What have I now done? Is there not a cause? And he turned from him out toward another. And he turned from him toward another, and spake after the same manner. And the people answered him again after the former manner. And when the words were heard which David spake, they rehearsed them before Saul, and he sent for him. And David said to Saul, Let no man's heart fail because of him. Thy servant will go and fight with this Philistine. And Saul said to David, Thou art not able to go against this Philistine to fight with him, for thou art but a youth. Let me reread that. And Saul said to David, Thou art not able to go against this Philistine to fight with him, for thou art but a youth, and he a man of war from his youth. And David said unto Saul, Thy servant kept his father's sheep, and there came a lion and a bear, and took a lamb out of the flock. And I went after him, and smote him, and delivered it out of his mouth. And when he arose against me, I caught him by his beard, and smote him, and slew him. Let me pause right there. He said, So you're telling me I'm not able to fight this man because I'm just a youth? That's what I read. It said, And Saul said to David, Thou art not able to go against this Philistine to fight with him, for thou art but a youth. For you're just a youth. You can't go against this man. You're just a little boy. You're just a little girl. You can't fight those battles. And he said, Not so. Because when the lion and the bear came to eat my lamb, I definitely ran after that thing, and I killed both of them. Ended. Verse 36. Thy servant slew both the lion and the bear, and this uncircumcised Philistine shall be as one of them. Shall. That means it's going to happen. You're telling me, oh, I can't fight this little man. I mean, he not little. He was a giant. He was a big boy. You tell me I can't fight this little big thing because I'm small. But since I'm so small, I fought a lion and a bear. So just as I did that, he ain't no different. Seeing as he had defied the armies of the living God. So the lion and the bear just took my lamb, and I did that to them. You talking about my God? You're talking about my God. So of course, you're definitely gonna get beat. You're definitely gonna get slewed, whatever they said. David said, moreover, the Lord this is the part that makes me just want to jump and scream. Verse 36. David said, moreover, he was saying, and the Lord that delivered me out of the paw of the lion and out of the paw of the bear, he will deliver me out of the hand of the Philistine. And Saul said unto David, Go, and the Lord will be with thee. David said, and also, the same God that delivered me out of the little lion and the little bear is going to deliver me out of this. You're not nothing. Because God. I'm sorry, I'm screaming. Let me calm down. I don't know. This just makes me so like, don't throw away or don't miscount. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but don't throw away the small situations that you've overcome. The small situations will prepare you for the larger situations. What did I say? God uses the small situations to prepare you for the larger ones. God used that lion and that bear to show David, I will get you out of these battles. I will get you, you will overcome these with me. What does that song say? We win. All the time we win. Every day we win. And David had faith in God because God was like, okay, I'm going to deliver you out the lion. I'm going to deliver you out the bear. So you need to have faith that if God delivers you out of those small situations, God shall deliver you out of the big situations. But I just like his little. Moreover, the Lord that delivered me, I like that. I like that. And then Saul was like, okay, go, and the Lord will be with you. So he was just talking about you can't do that because you're so young. And now he's talking about, all right, you right. And verse 38, and Saul armed David with his armor. Saul armed David with Saul's armor, and put a helmet of brass upon his head. Also he armed him with a coat of mail. And David girded his sword upon his armor, and he essayed to go. For he had not proved it. And David said to Saul, I cannot go with these, for I have not proved them. And David put them off. That was not his armor. A lot of times we put on other people's armor and we expect to go fight the battle. No. You need your own armor. We could take armor, put it to your relationship with God. Sometimes we go through our lives and we live through other people's relationship with God, but we need our own relationship with God. You can't fight no battle if you don't got your own relationship with God, because God is telling you how to fight that battle. You can't fight the battle like somebody else fights the battle. You can be like, okay, how did you overcome this? Whatever. But you can't fight your battle with somebody else's relationship with God. You can't go through and live your relationship with God through somebody else's relationship with God. Does that make sense? So, verse 40, and he took his staff in his hand and chose him 5 smooth stones, representing the 5 letters of Jesus' name, out of the brook was cold, and put them in a shepherd's bag which he had, even in a scrip, and his sling was in his hand, and he drew near to the Philistine. He was not scared. It says, where is that? Where is it when he said he ran? Okay, fine. Anyways, he was not scared. He was not hesitant. He said, somebody right. No, I can't use yours. I need to use mine. I need to use what I know. Verse 41. And the Philistine came and drew near unto David, and the man that bare the shield went before him. Verse 42. And when the Philistine looked about and saw David, he disdained him, for he was but a youth, and ruddy, and of fair countenance. And the Philistine said unto David, Am I a dog that comest to me with staves? And the Philistine cursed David by his gods. And the Philistine said to David, Come to me, and I will give thy flesh unto. And the Philistine said to David, Come to me, and I will give thy flesh unto the fowls of the air and to the beasts of the field. And David said to the Philistine, Thou comest to me with a sword and with a spear and with a shield. But I come to thee in the name of the Lord of hosts, the God of the armies of Israel, whom thou hast defied. So you're coming to me with products. You're coming to me with utensils. But I'm coming to you with the Lord. The Lord. I'm coming to you with my God. That's what I'm coming to you for. You're trying to kill me with utensils, weapons, but I have the ultimate weapon on my side. That's what he was saying. This day will the Lord deliver thee into my hand, and I will smite thee, and take thine head from thee, and I will give the carcasses of the hosts of the Philistines this day unto the fowls of the air, and the wild beasts of the earth, that all the earth may know that there is a God in Israel. So not only am I going to do all that to you, but I'm letting you know what I'm doing to you. I'm letting you know that since I have God on my side, I'm going to let you know what's going to happen next. So you just want to prepare yourself to be slewed, as he said earlier. And all this assembly shall know that the Lord saveth not with sword and spear. That's not the word. Saveth not with sword and spear. For the battle is the Lord's, and he will give you into our hands. This battle is the Lord's. And if the battle is the Lord's, who's gonna win? We will. We win. I said we will. That was like mixed together. We will win. The Lord will win. And it came to pass, when the Philistine arose, came and drew nigh to meet David, that David hasted. That means David ran. He was not scared. That man said, let me hit the dash because I have confidence that I'm fin to slew you. I'm fin to kill you. I'm fin to wind up and let go. And that thing's going to hit the middle of your forehead. This story just makes me so hype. Here comes my cat. So if he jumps in the frame, I apologize in advance. Ran toward that David hasted and ran toward the army to meet the Philistine. And David put his hand in his bag, put his hand in his bag, and took thence a stone. He didn't even need all of them. He only needed one. Slang it, wind up, and smote the Philistine in his forehead. And the stone sunk. It didn't just. It went inside of his brain, inside of his skull, in his forehead, and he fell upon his face to the earth. So David prevailed over the Philistine with a sling and with a stone. There was no sword in the hand of David. I'm back, and I don't know where I was, and I should have watched the video before I clicked play or record, but fell upon his face to the earth. He didn't have no sword in his hand. Thereof David ran and stood upon the Philistine, and took his sword and drew it out of the sheath. So I'm assuming that he used Goliath's sword. That was a big sword if he used that one. Thereof. And slew him and cut off his head therewith. And when the Philistines saw their champion was dead, they fled. So y'all talking all this big and mad stuff. Y'all didn't think me, a youth, could do this? I mean, I didn't do it by myself. Glory to God. I mean, I'm not David. Still glory to God. Glory to God. God slew Goliath. God gave David the strength to do that. So it was all God. It was all God. David just was a vessel. And the men of Israel and of Judah arose and shouted and pursued the Philistines until thou came to a valley and the gates of Ekron, and ruined the Philistines, fled down, and you can read the rest on your own. But I mean, how could you not love the story of David and Goliath? How could you not? David really said, you really thought you was finna win the battle. I have the Lord on my side. Where do you stand? Who's on the Lord's side? Me. It's me. But I just really wanted to share that. So what you could take from this, if you just want to... If you just want to skip to the end, you don't want to watch all that. What you could take from this is, you're not too young. You could do all things through Christ. It doesn't matter what you look like. God uses the small situations to prepare you for the larger ones. And hold on to the small situations. The small situations that you overcome will help you overcome. Oh, this is what I want to say. When Ryan was talking in the Giant song, which I'll link it in the bio, he was saying that David stood on known ground. When he went to go fight Goliath, that was known ground because he already fought the lion and the bear. So this was just like a part 3 of what he already did 2 parts ago. That's what I wanted to say. First came the bear, then came the lion, down goes the giant. If he did it before, he can most definitely and will do it again. You need your own relationship with God. You cannot rely on other people's relationships with God to get you through. You need your own. Get a relationship with the Lord. What's a relationship? You talk, communicate. Communication is just the biggest thing. Constant communication, prayer, Y'all, the page of my Bible read. Y'all, look at my Bible. Oh, I'm so sad. I just feel like I think the LaPorte rally might do it for this Bible. If I don't, I need to get it fixed. I'm gonna be really sad if it breaks. Anyway, sorry, that's a spill. I'm not sorry. I need to stop saying that. But yes, I hope you got something out of this little mini lesson story share thing I wanted to share. 10 out of 10. I love that story. Youth convention videos coming soon. I should have 2 after this, maybe. Maybe, I don't know. After this video, you'll see them soon. I'm trying my best here. Kind of busy, but I'll get it all done when I can. Testimony, youth convention testimony. I guess I could share that. It's kind of short and sweet and straight to the point. I wrote it down. Where is it? Okay. For me, this youth convention was very convicting yet comforting, and there was also a lot of confirmations for me personally that God confirmed. Convicting because personally, there were some things that I was still kind of holding on to, even though I'd given them up fully, and some things I'd been accepting and such, but God put his finger on it. Also, the word was just like a wrecking ball. It was comforting because I know that there's a God who loves me and loves me so much. It was also comforting to be around the brotherhood and experience the truth, worship the one true living God, and know that I can go to God with anything. That was a small little testimony I said to my pal. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Love convention. Loved everybody. I can't wait to see everybody again. Like I said in my video, if you're a woman, I'll see you at the ladies conference. Link in information in bio. If you're not, I'll see you in October, hopefully for the LaPorte rally. I'm so excited for that because it's 2 of my favorite things: fall time and rally and LaPorte. 3 things, I guess. Love y'all. I'm trying to end this. Love y'all. Hope to see you soon. Please comment down below what you thought. Like, I want feedback. Tell me, like, what's your favorite part of that story? If you want to. I don't really care. I mean, I care, but do what you want. Do what you want. But, also, if you want to see pictures from youth convention, link in bio. Link in description box. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. I'm talking really fast. I'm so excited. I really love that. Story in the Bible. But, yes, I would just want to share. Hope you guys have a really great day. And, yeah. Okay, bye now.